the Americans have announced their green car of the year.
Oh, good, it'll be a Toyota Prius. So
It isn't.
Electric thing?
It's a Prius Toyota.
No.
It's going to be a Prius, so...
It isn't. I've got a photograph of it here. There you go.
That's not a Prius.
No, that's
Whoa.
a 6-litre V8 Chevy Tahoe.
That's the green car
I'm
of the year.
absolutely not joking. No, it's a hybrid. They put a tiny, weeny little electric motor in it somewhere. There you are, that's a hybrid. And they've fallen for it. Does 21 miles to the gallon.
That's green.
It is very green. Actually, the funniest thing is the judges for this, OK? Do you want to know who the judges are? The American Green Car of the Year. One of them was Jay Leno.
Oh, he hates cars.
Yes, apart from his large collection of Ferraris and Porsches, he hates them.
Yeah.
Carroll Shelby.
Oh, he really hates cars. Yeah.
No, Carroll Shelby was the man who put the 7-litre V8 in the ACAs to create the Cobra and spends his time now...
Supercharging Mustang.
He does, yes. He puts superchargers on Mustangs. And the other judge was, he's called Jean-Michel Cousteau, and he's actually Jacques Cousteau's son. I'd love to have been in the... when they were discussing it. Shut up, you goddamn Frenchy, cheese-eating surrender monkey.
Poor bloke, when he walked in that room.
Yeah.
It's going to be very exciting. I'm a judge, and they were there drinking petrol
I know.
and supercharging their chair.
Shelby would be going, I know what a hybrid is. It's like country and western. How big's your engine?
5.7 litres.
7-litre V8 motor.
160 horsepower in the Buick.
It's 200 horsepower, OK? How do they get so few horsepower from a V8 motor?
I don't know.
The ultimate off-road toys are the buggies. This idea began with the Honda Pilot. Brilliant, but it didn't have a differential, and that meant cornering was tricky. This scared a lot of Americans, and Honda, being a big company frightened of lawsuits, dropped it, which opened the floodgates for everyone else.
Perfect.
It's a stupid, childish fun. I tell you what, though, no, one interesting thing. When this thing goes on sale next year in Britain, it will make the job of the police much easier. Let's pull these over and go, open the boot. Whose head's this?
Sadly, after the events of September the 11th, it's no longer possible to just go and visit the flight deck and see how a plane works. But then, of course, when you leave America and go back into the free world, anything's possible. There's Tahiti.
You see, Lotus already had disc brake technology by then, but they wouldn't put it on a car that was ordered by an American because they thought the Yanks would nick the technology.
Hammond,
Yes?
do you own a gun?
Why?
Have you found the little cubby hole behind the sat-nav screen in there?
Here it is. Yes, I found it.
That's where you put your pistol and your Bible. Support the troops. God bless America. This has to be the worst example of American-German cooperation since a chap called Adolphus Busch arrived in the States, tasted the water and thought, I could make beer out of this. And we ended up with that headache in a can called Budweiser. When the Germans and the Americans work together, even the sky isn't the limit. See that? The moon? It was German scientists using American money that took us there. And oh dear. The Americans lecture the world on democracy and then won't let me turn the traction control off. It's supposed to be a big, bad, dangerous muscle car. Although sure, you might hurt yourself.
It's interesting.
Lot of cars. We've done a lot of cars in the last few weeks. We haven't put them up. We're going to start with the Bentley Continental GT. Where do we think? Cool. No, it's cool. OK, well, thank you all for your opinion. It's cool.
It is cool.
However, with a proviso. As soon as you open your copy of the Sun newspaper and you see that Mr. Beckham has taken delivery of his, it's on its way down. But for now, since he doesn't have one, it's a cool car.
The BMW M3 CSL. You drove it. It is a fantastic car.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. What do we think? Anyone else?
Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero.
All of them. Totally wrong.
How can it be cool if you have to explain that's my carbon roof? That is not cool.
That is going to be bought by the sort of man who lies awake at night thinking of his gear shift aggression strategy for the drive to work the next day. This is not just uncool like an M3. That is in there. That is true. It's true. Now then, Ford GT, the new one.
That's a tricky one.
Let me hear some opinions on this. What do you think?
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
No, we got one over here.
Seriously uncool. Needs to be in light blue and orange.
Yeah, but-
I'll be Sub-Zero.
OK, if it were light blue and orange, you're referring to the Gulf colours. I
Absolutely.
can match your anorak levels here easily.
Thank you.
Then it would be OK.
It will be Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, if you get the colours right, it's a good point. Anyone over here got opinions on the Ford GT?
It's a very cool car.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Pretty cool.
Not a democracy here. You're
No,
cool.
you're wrong! No, that's wrong. Now, look, if this were a Ferrari, I think I'd be with you, they might disagree. But it's not a Ferrari. It's got a kind of retro something. It's like those 70s shades with the holes down the side and the big... It's cool. That is a cool car.
If you were to turn up to someone's house in a red American car with white stripes down the side, they'd pretend to be out. OK, it's time to do the cool wall. And we shall begin with the Vauxhall Monaro that we saw in last week's show. Big Aussie V8. What do we think? Cool. Sub-Zero, you... Hang on a minute. You think it's...
Sub-Zero.
You are an Australian?
Yep.
Why are you over here?
DB9, actually.
You think it goes in the DB9 section?
Whoa, that's...
Well, this is interesting because we're struggling to think of a single Australian thing ever that's been cool. Can you think of anything?
Not really.
Who said Foster's? Who said You said Foster's?
It is, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cold, but I wouldn't call it a cool drink. You know what I'm
tell
saying?
you-
I prefer a Chablis.
Tell you what, Jeremy, rounding up cattle with a helicopter, you know when they do that's
No,
cool.
I've done that. It's rugged, but it's not cool. Also, they're quite gay. I do think that this is a cool car.
I agree.
Yes.
But it goes
It's not
further than
super
that.
cool, it's
No,
Australian, but
it's
it is
cool.
a cool car.
Can I do one?
By all means.
The new Porsche 911, you drove it on the programme last week. Now, you said it's kind of sharper and a bit edgier and it's going to get the fat, balding, middle-aged blokes out of it.
What do we think?
Which makes it cooler.
We think all uncool? Yes?
Uncool.
Uncool?
Uncool.
Why?
She looks the same as every other Porsche.
Well, that's the point of it.
Anybody else, you've got an opinion?
I think it's quite cool, actually.
Yes.
Wrong. wrong.
I agree with the lady. I think it's cool.
No,
I think
you're wrong again. I went to have a look round a school, OK, for my children. Inadvertently took this car with me.
And?
You could see the pupils making a mental note that when my children start, they're going to be bullied. They're going to flush their heads down the lavatory for 5 years. Has your dad still got that 911? Is he dead yellow? Get in there. So if you want your children to be bullied, this is the car to buy. And as a result, it's very, very uncool. What do you think, girls?
Seriously cool.
Seriously cool. Seriously cool. How interesting that the girls are wrong and the blokes have got it right.
I mean, it is a brilliant car, but it's got no back seat. It's just got a load of scaffolding and roll
Let me
bars.
put
You
it
don't
to
have
you.
to explain
Let me put it to you this way. I come to take you out in one of these one night. OK, you say to me, why has it got all that scaffolding in the back seat and the ironmongery? I'd have to explain that to you. How interesting do you think that'd be?
Very.
Oh, dear.
Go out with
Fine. You see, the thing is...
you. You'd make the second date.
Can we move on? Can we just talk about people carriers for a while? Obviously...
Oh, my word.
All of them are uncool. If you buy a people... Anyone got one? You have. Basically, what you're saying about yourself, sir, is you've had your children and now you're just waiting to die.
Yeah.
However, the Renault Espace here is cool.
It is.
It just... It's what?
Very, very ugly.
Are you a policewoman?
Yes.
So, as I was saying, it's very, very cool. Because I can do that in here. However, the moment you've all been waiting for, it's the new 5 Series. Right, let's just see you run around the room on it. What do you reckon?
Seriously uncool.
Seriously uncool?
Quite uncool.
Quite uncool?
Cool.
Cool. Do you play golf?
Yes.
Do you play golf?
Yes.
Yep, that's the problem. This car will be bought almost entirely by people who play golf, ergo...
Sorry. Sorry. The new Mercedes SLK. And the old one was a little bit girly. This, though, I think with that kind of Formula One-ish front end there, that, I think, is maybe a cool car now.
What do we think? Cool
I
car?
think it's getting there. Cool.
Cool?
Cool. I like the colour.
Cool?
Cool.
Cool?
Cool.
A general cool consensus.
Yeah.
You think it's cool. Unfortunately, you're all wrong. It's down here for a very good reason.
Because you say so.
No, there's an even better reason than that.
I didn't.
Wayne Rooney has bought one for Colleen.
No, you're right.
This is not, I'm sorry, unless Mercedes can confiscate that car back from the lovely Colleen, that's going to stay down there, which is a pity.
Yeah, it is a pity. It's a good
What about
car.
this? Ferrari Enzo. Well, we'll go and move about.
Cool.
Cool.
Fridge of its own.
Fridge of its own. What, beyond the DB9? You think this
yeah.
is cooler than a DB9?
Yeah, I do think so.
Really? In you?
Cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
Really cool? Cool.
Cool. Disagreeing over there.
Who thinks it's uncool? Let's go and talk to this man. Why is it uncool?
Because not enough cool people could own one.
Not enough. Only 399 were made. Right, anyway, you thought it was uncool, did you?
Yeah.
Why?
Same reason I can't imagine a cool guy driving it.
You can't imagine a cool guy driving it. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, for getting the point of the cool wall. This is not just uncool.
Really?
Seriously uncool. What? Ooh said ooh. Look at it this way. You walk into a urinals and there's a chap standing suspiciously close to the porcelain. He's probably
What do you
got
mean?
one of...
Why would you stand...
Right, that...
Right. Now, it is, ladies and gentlemen, time for the cool wall. Yeah. Obviously, there's just me here. I mean, Jeremy's
Yes.
limping in. You all
I'm
right, mate?
here, and we are going to
Good.
begin with the Aston Martin DB9 Volante.
This is a
What?
tricky one.
Your opinion is?
I love it.
You love it. She loves it.
It's not that
It's
simple.
not that good.
It's
No.
not. It's flawed.
It's not very pretty.
Nope.
It's windy.
Yep, it's not as good to
wobbly.
drive. But if you had one day somebody over at Tannoy is going to say, will the owner of the Aston Martin DB9 Cabriolet please move it? And you're going to go, yes, that's my car!
That's I parked it in a disabled space on purpose. And as a result of that,
It's
without
up there.
any question of doubt, not in the safe, but it goes there.
Pretty cool.
Sub-zero.
OK, I've got a Maserati Grand Sport. This is an Italian sports car that isn't a Ferrari. Beautiful V8 engine, good-looking car. That is cool. Are you in agreement? That is a cool
No.
car, in fact.
Normally, what I would do at this stage is beat you up.
Yes, but you
Snatch
can't,
the
can you?
picture, but I can't
Because you're
do-
poorly, can you?
Yes.
Take it off me. Come on.
I can't.
Oh.
I
So
can't
for that
do
reason,
this.
it's cool. In fact, I'm going to put it there. Do you want to... In fact, you can't bend very well,
No.
can you? There you go. Oh, I can't move it.
Don't applaud him.
Hey, welcome to a new world. I'm going to enjoy this, Jeremy. I might get my own way occasionally while I'm on a roll. I'd like to talk about this, the Peugeot 1007.
Look, it's small, it's European, it's cool.
Wrong, 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 wrong. It's not. It is small and European, it should be cool, but it's fiddly and it's got these sliding doors, and who wants a car that when those doors slide open, they'll think Stephen Hawking's going to come out, or you, with your bad back.
It's
So
got
for-
interchangeable dashboard fixtures
Yeah.
and fittings. It's got interchangeable
And
seat
it's
things.
uncool. Look,
It's
there it
not.
is.
Look, you are ruining the cool wall.
Sorry.
You are ruining it, and one day I will be better, and I'm
Yep.
going to... Oh, I wish I were fit. Listen, I want to do Fiat Panda. We looked at it earlier, OK? This is officially the slowest accelerating car money can buy. 0 to 60 in 20 seconds.
That is very slow.
It's true fact, but it's 8,500 quid.
It's
for
fabulous.
that. And really good, it's four-wheel drive, which really annoys
What did you say it was, a
environmentalists.
donkey?
It's a donkey, it's a little mule, and it really does annoy the eco-mentalists. Weird beards will go, it's four-wheel drive, but then, oh yeah, so on that basis,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a cool car.
Yeah,
Very
it is
cool
a very
car.
cool car. The Range Rover Sport.
Menacing.
Yes, it is menacing.
Menacing. What do we think? What do we think to this?
It's not a proper Range Rover. And
There you go, I agree with
Yeah,
you.
you're exactly right. You've got a beard, though. But you were right on that. It is a pointless car, but we're not discussing whether it's pointful or not. We're just going on cool, and I think it is.
It is menacing, but the other day I met that guy from Celebrity Love Island. What's the name of the guy who went bonkers and hit people and stuff? What's his... Paul thing. Paul whatever is...
Yeah.
Him. Paul whatever. And the only car he talked about, the only car he really wants is Range Rover Sport. And for that reason,
Yeah.
I'd say that was uncool.
Yeah, I tell you what's even more uncool is admitting that you ran into the man from Celebrity Love Island somewhere. Now, finally, the Mercedes SLK 55.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Seriously cool, this. What? Hang on.
You should put it on top of the fridge. It's not quite cool enough to go in it.
But it's somewhere near the
I
fridge.
find
It is...
myself in disagreement with you. I think it's too fiddly. It's got fiddly, childish... And I love it. It's a great car, great drive, great noise. I just don't... You'll hurt yourself. You will hurt yourself if you snatch it off.
You're a big man. Come here. Get that off him and get it in the cool section.
Stand there.
I just get that and get it on the cool section.
Hang on. Go. Now.
Don't! You've
We don't
lost!
fight
You
him.
bloody idiots! That's it. Now guard
We
it for the
don't
rest of
do
the show.
birthdays on this.
Man with undertaking. This is allowed in the United States and America.
And you can see why. People just don't use their mirrors. It was a problem.
One of the big problems I have is that I'm sitting over 10 feet from the front of the car. The bonnet itself is 6 feet 6 inches long. Power!
In Europe, cars are built to the nearest millimetre. In America, it's to the nearest foot.
Come on, you wazzock.
An image of aggression and anger, but unfortunately the job of naming it was given to someone from Birmingham, so it's ended up being called the Furai. The chassis is from an American Le Mans racer, which is the same as a European Le Mans racer, only fatter.
This ride is totally unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. It's an American car, that's why the ride's so hard, because hey, it's sporty. That's sporty, got no suspension, it's sporty.
It doesn't actually need much fuel, the rate it's going. It'll be round in seconds.
It's an American car, more cup holders than cornering, I reckon. Look at that.
Here we go.
One thing I can't stand, it's beardy, sanctimonious, patronising Americans in tartan trousers coming to England and trying to persuade us to turn it into a museum.
Two tyres, they are both quick through there. It's the inbred lunatic versus a car with no sense of humour, and they're pretty much neck and neck. Just
3-speed gearbox. The Americans, of course, terribly confused by the concept of 4 or 5. 6 is something they don't understand at all.
Jazz band orchestra of Great Britain or something.
But it's why is it called a TP that fascinates me? That's the Americans are going to come and steal it and let you build a casino where it used to be.
That means it's actually faster than a Dodge Viper, so it's better than what the Americans can do when they get hold of an American engine.
A year had passed since Katrina had blown through, and we sort of assumed that after 12 months the wealthiest nation on Earth would have fixed it. But we were wrong.
How can the rest of America sleep at night knowing that this is here?
You know how the insides of American cars
Are chintzy.
well, they're chintzy, and also the buttons have massive writing on them, and they sort of go, hey, wipers!
Do you know what that is? Why it's got writing on the buttons?
Right, instead of symbols.
Instead of symbols. Because everywhere else in the world, we acknowledge people speak different languages. They write wiper because what is French? Yeah, what is French?
Using a variety of ethically sound ingredients, and that means I won't be beholden to evil American corporations that murder baby veals and snap the beaks off chickens.
The American government came out and said Area 51 was real. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing because it's aviation testing place. It's Edwards Air Force Base.
Yeah, they say that. They'll never tell you exactly what it is. 62%.
Roswell was a nuclear experiment, I think called Mogul.
62% of Americans believe in intelligent alien life.
80% of Americans don't have passports. Hammond.
What?
Hammond, you can't drive a Corvette in England. It's like talking in a lift. You can do that in America, you can't do that in Britain. In fact, we should have signs at Heathrow telling American visitors, please drive on the left and don't talk in lifts.
Yes, whatever, but I think that looks stupendous. It looks great.
Yes, it would look stupendous in Texas, but it would look ridiculous in Tewkesbury. It would. Hammond, if you bought one of those and drove it around in England, the next thing you'd do would be hanging up a Confederate flag outside your house.
12 cases in the States of children having their fingers amputated by them. And so as a result, they've recalled all the pushchairs. But the pushchairs are the same all over the world, and it's only in the States that they're recalling them. Not over here, for instance. They're...
No, there's a very good reason for that, though. I think it's because British parents are more, what's the word I'm looking for? Intelligent.
Yes. Yeah. Because how could you... I can't shut this buggy down. There's these little pink things in the road.
I got the kid screaming his head off. Shut up, Junior. That's got it.
Stop yelling. It's... There you go.
Now,
The Italian. Okay. Is anybody else feeling slightly conspicuous in their car? Not looking anyone in the eye. Not looking anyone in the eye. If it's a small dog, I'm not here making a noise. Just minding my own business.
I've selected the bumpy road setting for my suspension.
What about the bulletproof setting for your windows?
There's that man walking along playing with his testicles.
the population here a few years ago was 900,000. Now it's down to 500,000, around the same as Sheffield. And the reason for the decline is almost everybody has been murdered.
This plane is the work of genius. It's so clever, I'm surprised the Americans haven't claimed they invented it. And before they get any funny ideas, I thought it might be a good idea to pay them a visit.
We invented everything. Without the British, you wouldn't even be here. We gave you Fleetwood Mac and Oasis and The Who and Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones and Genesis and Pink Floyd. And what did we get back in return? What did you give us? I'll tell you what you gave us. Michael Bolton. Thank you very much. How you've enriched the world with the stupefyingly dull...
Okay, buddy. Quiet down. Very peaceful neighborhood. You've had your say. No more. And you've had your warning.
We invented the police force!
That's
and we invented...
All right, thank you very much. Let's take a ride down.
We invented the US Navy, did you know that?
Nice warm cell.
Are they handcuffs? They're British. Painful police brutality, that was one of ours. And you're going to put me in a car. A German invention, that, you know, got nothing to do with you lot. Do you know how many American components there are in Concorde?
Not interested.
Well, you should be, because I'll tell you how many there are. None! Not one! Nothing at all! Now, next one. Right.
This, Ducati 1098.
I'm sorry, what are you doing?
It's a Ducati 1098. I'd like to put it forward to go on the board. In fact, I'd like to put it in the cool... I seriously, no, there's every reason why this is a very...
To do the cool wall!
Yeah, it's a cool wall! Yeah! And we start with the Citroën C6, the car Jeremy has just reviewed. Now, one thing it has in its favour, exclusivity.
Absolutely.
In a queue in that, you'll be looking around, let's see who else has got one of these. No, it's just me.
It is,
It's gonna
and
be
the
rare.
great thing about driving one of those is everyone will think you are an assassin.
Yes, they will. It's sinister.
Who's that man?
Now, you're going to have to narrow that down for us, Jeremy.
He's French, that Frenchman.
You're going to have to focus that a bit more, mate. Well, what man?
Yeah,
What do
the
you mean?
guy who was in Ronin and Leon.
In the film?
Yeah,
Oh, the
coolest
cool
man
guy.
in the world. What's his name? What?
John Renault.
John Reno? That's annoying, because that's ruined my argument.
He's a very
John
cool
Reno
man.
would have
Yes.
a Citroen. I know that sounds weird, and that makes it Virgin. In
I
fact,
think you're right. I
super
think you're
cool
right.
car.
Can we move on?
Yep.
Can we talk about this? The Peugeot 207.
French, small, cool.
Normally you'd be right, but you're wrong. It's not. It's
What?
not. It's not cool. It's a Peugeot. They make
All
some of the-
French Supermen are cool. You know that.
Apart from the Peugeot, they make some of the least cool cars in the world.
Who's tucked his shirt in?
Me? What?
Well, there you are. You don't know what cool is.
But at least I can see where to tuck it in underneath. There's... It might have been a low blow. Well, for me, it was a high blow, but you see what I mean. What are you doing?
I'm texting Kristin Scott Thomas.
No, you're not.
I am.
Why?
Because she is the arbiter of all these things,
Yeah.
and she will tell us whether this is cool or not.
What, so you're going to text? It isn't cool.
How do you text?
Look, seriously, so
207.
somewhere in the world on a film set,
Cool.
a glamorous actress is going to receive a text from an old man on a car show asking about a French hatchback.
Phone book.
God, you've got a number.
There.
How drunk was she when she gave you that?
She was tied up, actually.
Have you really sent that?
Yes.
And you think she's
And
going
if
to
my
respond?
bottom vibrates at any point with a text back, then
Well-
that's going. I'll move it down, but it's cool now.
No, hang on a second. Let's do it the other way. Move it up if she texts you. Thank you. No, you're wrong. You have Skoda Fabia VRS.
What are we thinking? Really?
Seriously, Uncle.
Why is that?
Ugly.
Ugly.
Cheap.
Skoda.
It's a Skoda.
It's a Skoda?
Yeah, he's right. He's right. He's got a modern haircut. What the hell's happened to you? Are you treading on one of the cables?
On the cable.
God. Well, let's get the makeup girl, see if we can get that put back down again. Ooh, Jesus Christ. What the hell? What's your opinion on the Skoda?
It's rubbish, isn't it? Skodas are always...
It's hideous.
It's hit. Well, I don't know. It's,
It's not hideous. It's not a bad-looking car.
You
It's
drive
just
past a
Skoda.
bar full of women and nobody's going to turn and look at that.
Well,
It's absolutely ugly.
drive past a bar full of women, nobody's going to look at you in that
No,
shirt,
yep.
is what she was saying. This is a deep... All Skodas are deeply uncool. And they go
Basically,
down here, and
they're
that's
just
the name.
Volkswagens
Are we
for
right?
mean people.
What?
That's it.
Oh, hang on.
What, have you got your text?
No. Bear with me, I thought it vibrated. Hey, now, Saab 95.
Uncool.
What?
Saabs, they're uncool.
No, they're not the cool.
No, they're bought by people who think they're being cool, and that is uncool. They're not. A Mondeo is actually cool. A Saab, it's just a Vectra in one of those fashionable suits with no collar, made by Kia or
No, they're
something.
cool, or rather, they used to be. Because they've just restyled it for the next year. You want to see what they've done?
Yeah.
They've fitted it with Dame Edna Everidge's spectacles.
Have they done that?
Yeah.
So I saw one of those on the road. I thought somebody had done it to his own car.
No, it's an uncool car, unfortunately. Ooh,
Come on then, let's see, finally. Has she? She hasn't, has she?
no.
Jeremy who?
Maybe I should have put Jeremy Clarkson at the end.
Off Top Gear.
Oh, yeah.
The tall bloke.
Yeah, the car program. No, but listen, we've got, what, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes left. There's
Yeah,
time.
Of course, mate.
There's time to save the 207, but now we move on.